All right, all right. Well, I'm out here today. It's going to be a super nice week, actually, not just the day, but just a little windy. So sorry about the wind noise in advance. It's kind of noisy out here with the wind picking up, and you can hear my tents flapping around. But anyway, I'm out here. I had picked up a couple of gas weed eaters, and I was hesitant to do so, you know, given the shape they were in. The brands, they're two of my favorite ones, actually. One's an Echo, and the other one's a Husqvarna. I'll show them to you here in a minute. I think I'm going to work on the Echo now, but the reason I say it was iffy because they were pretty banged up, right? It looks like the Echo needs another head on it. I think it's going to start, but it looks like it's just been banged around big time. The guy probably used it commercially and just really, you know, just pistol whipped that thing. And but if I can get it running, that's great. But I've been thinking about it though, because it's like, well, you know, if I fix this one up, it looks so bad, I'll have a hard time getting top dollar for it, even though I get it running, you know, smoothly and perfectly. Just the look of it, people are, they're gonna, you know, knock me down in price. So how far do I have to go, you know? Plus everybody's moving. I think this year is going to be even a further move over to electric, and I'll bet that's why they chunked these two, because they probably replaced them with electric ones or new ones. But my suspicions are that this year, yeah, weed eaters and stuff like that for the home residential use is going to be all going towards electric this year. But I decided to go ahead and work on it. If I don't sell it, I'll use it myself, that kind of thing. So, well, let's take a look at them. So you can see why I was kind of hesitant. I don't want to sink any money into it because the shape it's in, I say if I could only sell it for $80, but I have to buy a carburetor, buy a head unit, get this sucker running. If I have to sink, you know what, $40 into it and only be able to sell it for $80, you know, is it worth $40? I don't know. But if I can get all the parts here off the scrap that I have laying around, because I do think I have a carburetor and I do think I have other stuff. So, well, I'd already put gas in it. But let me open this up, because that's the first thing I noticed with this. You can see it's all cracked up. Oh shit, that's not good. So there's no filter on it, and it is just really clogged up with a bunch of crap. Plus this is broken. So my guess is I need to find another carburetor. And it still feels like it has compression, so let me look around and see what I can find. Well, some good luck. I found the box here. It was even labeled for the Echo GT225, and it is an old one. It's used, but everything is intact. Looks like this piece, the bulb is off. I don't remember what was wrong with this. Oh, the plastic piece. Let's see. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So this piece right here, if you can see that, it's white. On this one, it had cracked, and and I swapped them out and was left with this body. So I think I can, I'll take this carburetor off, take the bulb in this section of it off, and check the diaphragm on it. Just take the best of both worlds and let's put a carburetor together. What do you say, Gertie? You relaxing today? She was running around like a maniac yesterday, and it took it all out of her. Alright, sorry guys, I was sidetracked there, but let's get back to business. Yeah, so I'm going to take all this stuff off. You can see how there's just junk all over this thing. I'm going to take that carburetor off, and we'll just take all the good parts of each one. Maybe I'll use this part of it off of this carburetor and take the bulb and that extender out of it. Man, that joker was filthy, wasn't it? There's what we need. Yeah, there's some junk in that one. Well, those are the parts we need, so I'm just going to take this and clean everything out, maybe make sure nothing's clogged up, and we'll put it on this one. Alright, let's put her back on. And let's clean all this stuff up, and we'll screw it all back on. So I've got all this stuff all cleaned off, and the cover's nice and clean. I noticed, see, there's our little clutch, little tab there. Well, the lever has broken. And I was looking to see what I could do to replace it. It looks like it's riveted. Is that a rivet? Or can I pull it off at this side, pull it out, and then this will drop out. I don't know, but I'm going to find out. So I know I don't have a replacement for it, and I don't want to go buy this whole assembly. So if I can get this out, I think I'll take the measurements off of it and go 3D print one. 3D print a replacement. So here's a piece that I'm definitely going to try to 3D print. It's something, it's just a little piece that I think I can model up, print it out, and replace this without having to replace this entire assembly, right? For those of you who want to take a good close look, so here's the piece. It's for the choke on that Echo weed eater, and you can see it, there's closed, then you open the choke. This lever is on the other side, sticking through here. And when you go up and down with it, it opens and closes, right? And then you can see the pin through here. This piece, well, this piece I actually broke off so that I could get it out. This is the piece that broke. Just the extension on that lever. So the way it looks now, I'm going to model up both pieces. This piece that goes on the inside, and I will probably thread it I don't know what they did with this. It looks like it's threaded here, but there's no kind of tool head on it to take it off. It almost looks like a rivet, but it's not. But anyway, I'll probably just make this piece. It'll sit in. I'm gonna have a hole through here, tap it, and then screw this on from this side. So shouldn't be that hard. And what I like to do first, I like to take the pieces and measure everything out, sketch it by hand and get all my dimensions that I need, and then go on Fusion 360 and model it up. So I'm going to take some time and do that. I'm just going to get my calipers out, measure everything off, and get ready for it. Alright, so I've got it all sketched up. I just got the two pieces. You can see just rough sketches, some of the basic dimensions on there. A couple of them here I'm going to leave open until I can see. I think I want to change it a little bit, maybe make it a little more sturdy, a little beefier at that point where it broke. This piece, yeah, I'll just any changes I want to make, I'll do it on the fly. But at least I have my basic dimensions right, and I can get started here. I think I'll let's go this way. I'm going to start out using a basic shape here. Let's see. Move off. And one last one. Easy. Alright, well I think that is pretty damn close, right? So let's get the thickness on it. Alright. Get out of here. So it's on this other side. This. Where's your screw? 6. Let's got it. Number 4, and I'll number 6. So if I go. There we go, 632, class 2B. Yeah, let's do the 632. And there we go. I like to see it model. Okay, so this end, the part that broke off, that will be sticking through this hole. And on this side, that's when I'll model this up and put this on, and then we can put a number 6 second faster, and it'll be on there. So let's see, am I missing anything? That's about right. Well, that's the first piece. I'm going to go back and do the same with this, and then we'll print them off. Alright, so that is finished. There's the choke lever. I just added on the tab that broke off. So let's get this ready to print, and this is going to be the choke. Lever Echo. We'll open the slicer here. I'm going to do it on the Bambu Lab X1 carbon. I think I'll print this one off using this piece. I'll use ASA because it's outdoor, weather resistant, UV protection, high temperature. Plus, it does well against other chemicals and stuff like gas and oil, while other filaments don't. I think this one will be the best shot. This one I'm going to go with orange, and the only orange I have, well, luckily I have some, it's PETG. It might not be as, still a lot of strength, a lot of durability for outdoor use, but I don't think it has the chemical resistance that this does, the ASA, but it should work just fine. So we'll get the orange out of it. I'm going to do this on a different printer. This one I'll do on the Bambu Lab X1 carbon. There's your plates. There's ASA. Let's see if we can find pieces. Choke flap. It's a pretty small piece, so let's see what we can do. Those flaps, ASA. Alright, I'm going to keep fast. Supports. Let's go with normal. It rings necessary. Oh, it's over the line. This is it. So there we go. I'm going to change one thing. So I really want to do all top surfaces. See that there? Yeah, it's smooth. So this is going to take 13 minutes total, and at a cost of 3 cents. So that's why I don't want to go out and buy this stuff. I just want to take a couple of hours out of my day, and it'll cost me 3 cents. So let's alright, well, that's going. I'm going to start the orange piece. It goes through a different slicer program, and I'll be printing it off on one of these Ender 3s. So there is the slicer for the other piece. Everything looks good. And this one will take 25 minutes. This is going to one of the Ender 3s, and it is a little slower than the X1 carbon. Say if it took 13 minutes for that piece on the carbon, it would probably take over 30 minutes for the Ender 3. Yeah, so this one was 25 minutes. It would have probably been under 10 minutes on that. But I'll have them going at the same time. So plus I have the PETG already set up on a different printer, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so here's the freshly printed lever. slide in that way. Oh, this is the piece. Yeah, it's pretty flexible there. That's what I was worried about. You can see it's so in this spot it kind of locks in, and you can see the way it presses against the detent there. Okay, that is working, but yeah, that's what I was afraid of. See that little spring action there that I was worried about? That is not working. Looks like I need to extend that out a little bit. On this piece, I enlarged the protrusion there. I enlarged the protrusion so it'll hit that little detent. You see that? So I enlarged that piece there, and I added a key. So now, when this is screwed on, there's no way. When these are screwed on, there's no way that it can move back and forth, right? So there's the key on that side, and that will insert into the slot there. So now there will always be a straight edge, right? Well, there we go. There's the finished product. Working like it should. Alright. Alright, so that is it. Just little stuff like this. If these little 3D printers come in handy, don't they? It's material wise, it's very cheap. Like I was saying, it's probably 3 to 5 cents of material that I used on each of these. But of course, if you figure out, okay, it took 30 minutes to do, what do you charge for that? And well, I had to buy these 3D printers to make this stuff, so you have to amortize the cost. So, but even if you amortize the cost out, and if you charge $5 for that little setup, is that fair? I probably think so. Otherwise, you'd have to pay $15 to $20 for the entire assembly when it's really not needed. But that being said, if you have a 3D printer and you're interested in this, I'll post this up on printables.com, the Prusa printable site, and it'll be under the V3 Precision, the V3 Precision brand. That's the account I have up there, and I post a lot of little stuff like this, or starting to anyway. I have a backlog of stuff I'm doing, but if you're interested in it, it'll be there. This is not something I doubt if I'm going to sell this stuff. I do, you can hear the printers going on right now. I do run production on certain parts. but with this stuff, no. Just look on printables.com. And well, let's go take this down there and install it. Alright, let's see if we can mount this thing and see if it'll work. Alright, well, looks like it's working. Let's put some gas in it. Let's see if we can crank it. pumping. Put this on the ground where I can start this sucker. Alright. Everything's pumping up. And choke is on. All right, that was it. That Echo it looked pretty bad, didn't it? It's pretty banged up. It was treated pretty rough. There was some broken pieces. Luckily, I had extra carburetors. It took 3 carburetors to get one good one out of it. And the other piece that broke, I was able to 3D print it. So I don't have any money into it except for my time and some parts that I had on hand, and maybe the filter, and that's about it. The head on it, I'm going to take it off of a different one, so there's the other spare part. So I'm going to have a working machine with relatively no cost out of pocket. Now the 3D printer, I mean, you can see if you're on the edge of getting one and you're wondering if it'll be worthwhile. Well, that's an example, right? This is a real small example, but you'd be surprised once you have it, because they are fun to play with. You can make different stuff, but every once in a while it's like, well, you know, this is kind of important and I could 3D print it, and instead of going out and buying it, right? So it's a lot of fun. You have to check it out. But if you have any questions, just direct them towards me. You know, let me see your comments. And I guess that's it for this video. So as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch for my next video.